everybody, Melody here. I posted this photo a few nights ago and I was asking you what you wanted to ask me, and here I am answering those questions, some of them anyways, because y'all asked a lot of questions. Most of them were actually asking about my marriage and like relationship stuff, so I think I'm gonna make a video just specifically for that kind of thing. And then some of you asked some really deep questions that deserve to go into a lot of detail and scripture and stuff like that, and I think I might take a couple of those and do them 2 at a time or something like that, maybe for like From the Heart Fridays, because a lot of you want to start doing that again. But today we're just going to do some simple questions, some stuff that would help you to get to know me a little better. So let's just get right into it, okay? So the first thing that came up quite a bit, like a bunch of you asked if I'm going to release an album, or if Brandon and I are going to release an album with original music or something like that. What some of y'all don't know is that we already did. There's a little EP called God of All that we released, was that last April? And so you can find that anywhere digital music is sold. It's even on Spotify if you just want to go listen to it. We did kind of a mixture of a few things so that we could have a little bit of a product to sell at a conference that we were going to. But if you want to check it out, it's pretty cool. We did 2 covers, 2 original songs, some Hebrew in there. It's a pretty cool little EP, and we want to do more in the future, but that's what we have out right now. Go check it out. Another question that kept coming up was, what vocal exercises do I do before my covers? I don't do any! I don't do vocal exercises. I probably should. I've never really done vocal warm-ups. I was never classically trained or vocal trained, however you want to say it, for my voice. I was for piano, but that's different. I was in children's choir growing up, but I never had like a trainer to help me with my voice or a coach or anything. And that's something I'm interested in. I know there's plenty of YouTube videos that are really good for warm-ups, but I just don't do any. I kind of just sing and see what happens. That probably should change. Will you ever do how-to videos on vocals with singing? Heart, heart, heart. I don't know. I think I should get some training first before I start training other people. When did you get saved? P.S. I love your heart for God. Aww, so sweet. So I got saved when I was 4 or 5. I grew up in the Baptist church, and I was in Sparky's, I believe. It was either Cubby's or Sparky's, and I remember they had like a specific night where they would gear the theme to getting the kids saved, and so I was one of the kids that night that came forward, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna accept Jesus in my heart. And so I did, and that's when I got saved, but it was just because I talked to my mom about it, and I remember she was like, just do this, just go up and repeat the prayer and all that. But when I actually felt like I actually was saved was later in my teens, when I started just diving into relationship with the Father for myself instead of just following what everyone else was doing. I kind of went into that in my testimony video. If you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description box. Yeah, that's the answer to that question. What advice would you give someone who is just starting on YouTube? Well, I would suggest being consistent. That's something that I've learned in having a YouTube channel. You have to be consistent. You have to always be putting out those videos and really engaging with your followers, because that's so important to have that relationship built with your people that are taking the time to subscribe to you and to like your videos and to comment on your videos. It's good to just interact with them and tell them thank you, because it's really a gift to have those people in your life that are supporting you in it. So being consistent with uploading, being consistent in engaging with the people, that's like my number one thing that I would suggest. Who's your favorite worship band / artist? This is actually asked a lot too. That's a really hard question because I love so many different people. We listen to like Tasha Cobbs and Phil Wickham and Tori Kelly and all kinds of worship people, and we discover new people on Spotify and stuff like that, and so I really don't know who a specific person would be my favorite. I'm just gonna say favorite worship team, band, Bethel, favorite artist, Amanda Cook. I can't. I always go back to her because her writing is just incredible. Oh, this one's fun. It says, does being your little brother-in-law get me featured in your video? LOL. All joking aside, what is your favorite worship song? That is my brother-in-law, Alan. And he actually asked me a couple nights ago, he's like, so are you actually gonna put me in the video? Yes! And my favorite worship song changes a lot, but recently I led So Will I again, and pretty sure it's still my favorite. So Will I, I'd have to say that. What do you wish you would have known before you started releasing covers and developing your YouTube channel? I wish I would have known how much work it takes because it's not an easy thing. It's not just singing something with a camera on and uploading it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and there's some drama that goes into it too. Thankfully, I haven't had to deal with too much of that, but when it does come up in comments or something like that, it's learning to center myself in the approval of the Father and only that is something I have to try to do every single time I upload, because I know there's a possibility of someone being stupid. So that's something I wish I would have known going into it. Yeah, just the work of constantly coming up with something new, something creative to put onto the channel that no one else is doing, or finding your spin on something. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it. It's fun, and it's not for everybody, but I really enjoy it. Ever considered collaborating with different artists? Yes, I love doing collabs. I've only done a couple, and I think someone else actually asked a question about, like, have I ever considered collabing with Anthem Lights, which I thought was really cute because it's not that easy to just collab with people. I would love to, but you have to kind of get into contact with each other and plan something out and figure out what song you're going to do and how you're going to get together and do that cover. But yeah, I would love to collab with more people, so if you're interested, let me know. How do you strengthen your relationship with God? Well, just like with strengthening any relationship, it takes sacrifice, and it takes time out of your day, and it takes just that intimacy of always being together and always taking the time to, you know, just stop what you're doing and say that I love you. Just simple things like that, spending time in the Word, spending time. I just talk to Holy Spirit all the time. I just always do. A couple of days ago, Brandon had lost his sunglasses, and we were walking, he was walking all over the movie theater and could not find them, so we just sat down, watched the movie, got up, and he was like, I'm so sad, I can't find it. And I was like, I stood up, I was like, Holy Spirit, just help me find them for him, please. I walked down the steps and they were right there on the floor, and it's just stuff like that, strengthening my relationship with him, just always talking to him, not feeling like I have to come to him in a certain way or with certain words or language, just being honest and being there with him and being present with him. That's the way that I've learned to strengthen my relationship with him, and I've been through really difficult seasons where I had to cling to him, and so that definitely strengthens when you have history together. How long do you practice a song before recording it? It depends. I like to sort of know the song before I sit down and make a cover, but sometimes, you know, it's really easy and you just do it in one take. A lot of my covers have been one takes, but then sometimes it's really a struggle and I have to just keep practicing and keep practicing. I really believe in, like how my husband believes in, excellence and putting the best thing out there that you can, and so however long it takes to have something that is of excellence and something that's going to bless someone, that's how long I practice. But at the end of the day, I just want it to be real and raw and to have something that's from my heart that y'all can hear and listen and enjoy. As a worshiper in your position, how do you stay humble, and how would you advise other worshipers to stay humble? Well, it really comes down to serving and understanding that you cannot be a good leader if you can't have a heart of a servant. Even Jesus was always serving and always asking the Father what to do. And if we're trying to follow in the footsteps of Jesus and being a leader like him, we have to serve, and that settles in with the humility and just always wanting to be there for someone and not having the expectation that someone should serve you. It should always be, what can I do to help someone? What can I provide in this situation? Always having that mentality of like, where can I do something? How can I help with something? Because once that pride settles in and you're like, do this for me, I need this done now, I feel entitled to this, that's not Christ-like at all. So just always having a servant's heart is key to staying humble when you're leading. There's actually a quote that I really love, and I think Eric Johnson said it. They're always striving to erase the line between the stage and the people. I would definitely encourage you to do that, to just erase the line between the stage and the people, and to always serve the people that you're trying to lead, because when you have that trust in that relationship, you can be worshiping and they'll naturally follow you because they trust your heart. So that's super important. What made you want to start singing on YouTube? Love your heart for God and your passion for singing. That's so sweet. I don't know. I think I just saw some videos on YouTube, and after a while I was like, I can do it. I can do it too. And if I'm given the gift of singing and leading and worship and all of that, why not share it? Because I don't want to keep that to myself. So that's just a platform that the Lord's trusted me with, and over time it's just grown and grown. And when I first started, it was just like simple singing, and then as it grew, my passion for it grew, and it just became what it is now, and it's amazing. One person that inspires you. Jesus. No, I'm not gonna go to that. I'm guessing you mean like an artist or something, like inspires me in music, which would take me back to Amanda Cook. There's just something about when I listen to specific artists, mostly from Bethel, because what they do is just really anointed. Whenever I listen to Amanda, especially when she's like, she doesn't even have to sing anything, it's in the way she plays piano. You can hear her heart through the keys, which is weird. Like, you might have to be a pianist to understand that, but every time I listen to her, I am inspired to write. I'm inspired with new melodies, and it's just like, I don't know, she just really, really inspires me, Amanda Cook. So if you haven't listened to her music, and I don't understand why you haven't, go listen and be blessed, because it's incredible. And another really good person that I really am moved by like how they play piano and just write and everything is Molly Skaggs, and she does piano for Jonathan and Melissa Helser. That's amazing. There was this one video a year ago of them doing this really just beautiful time of worship, which is really popular now, but I've discovered it when it was nothing, and now it's called Flood My Mind or something like that. And it's just this beautiful moment where it started with her playing piano, and it just became this moment where heaven came and kissed earth, and it's really, really special. So do you have any advice for people who want to put out their songs but are just stuck? This has been my problem for a while now, so yes. I think just understanding seasons and understanding that, you know, there's a season where you go into the secret place and you write these songs, just you and the Lord, and you go into another season where you develop those songs and you try to come to a place where you think they would be ready to release them to the public. And sometimes, you know, some of those songs need to stay in a secret place. Some of those songs aren't meant to be heard by the world, but only by heaven, and that's okay. Understanding that plays a big role in it gets really stressful whenever you think you have to put out music and you're really striving to do that, but it's not meant to be. But you know, other times it just takes partnering with other people to help you finish that song, and knowing that you're never really going to perfect a song. It's never going to be finished, but try testing it out. If you're like a worship leader and you're writing a worship song and you feel like maybe this is ready, try leading it in your congregation, see how it's received. And if you lead it and you feel like maybe the bridge needs to be switched up a little bit, you can go back in and you can change it, and then it's just a bunch of trial and error, and then after a while you get to the place where you're like, okay, this is it, I feel like it's ready, and you release it. And it shouldn't be like a rushed thing, because that's a gift and you don't want it to be like your baby and you prematurely have your baby and it's not ready to be out in the world. Like, you want to take care of it and help it grow and be healthy when it's ready to finally be out there. So don't rush it. Just take your time and it'll happen when the Lord sees that it's time for it to happen. What is my favorite Bible verse / passage and why? By the way, your music is such a blessing. So grateful I found your channel this year. Aww. Okay, so I don't know if I could pick a favorite Bible verse or passage, because there's so many good ones and a lot of them mean a lot to me. I feel like I'm really attached to Proverbs 31. I'll just read it to you. It says, "Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness." And those verses have been my prayer for like the past year and a half, because I always wanted to model my life after the Proverbs 31 woman, because it's a woman of strength and honor and kindness. And I always wanted those traits to be tied to my character and my name. And so strength and honor being her clothing and rejoicing in time to come. And I've been in seasons where that has been my life, where it's hard right now, but I'm still going to rejoice because I know that the future is good. That verse has been really just tied to my heart. And then when it goes into she opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness, I want that to be me. I really want to open my mouth when I need to open it, keep it shut when I need it to be shut. I only want him to speak through me. I only want his words to come out of my mouth. I only want his thoughts to be in my mind. I just want everything inside and out to be Jesus. And so that's been my prayer for a while, and that's why that verse means a lot to me. Favorite Starbucks drink? Well, I don't drink coffee. I know in the picture I was drinking Starbucks and that was actually a tea that I got. I can't drink coffee because when I do, I feel sick. If I do drink coffee, it has to be just a tiny bit and it has to taste like lavender, because that's my favorite flavor of anything. But yeah, whenever I go to Starbucks lately, I've been getting the teas. I really like the Citrus Defender, which is a green tea with vitamin C in it, and I think they put honey in it. The Citrus Mint Green Tea is good too. Any of the tea is pretty good, just make sure you don't get it sweetened, because then it defeats the purpose of helping you. But that's what I usually get when we go there. Okay, so the last question is one thing God has taught you this year, and I would have to say that's dependency. He's really taught me to just lean on him whenever I need anything. We've seen so many miracles this past year where we have desperately needed something and we would just pray about it and it would be in our hands just a few hours later, and it's crazy how he works like that, but that's just how he is. So I would definitely have to say that I'm learning how to just fall into the arms of my Father, know that he's going to catch me and take care of me, and everything's going to be okay. And whenever I start to get worried about something, I know that tomorrow everything's going to be completely fine, because he's not going to let his kids go without. So I'm just learning to be, you know, like, where you go, I'll go. Where you stay, I'll stay, and I know you're going to take care of me along the way, and I don't have to worry about anything, so I'm just going to center myself in your peace. So yeah, I've been learning dependency. It's probably something I should make a video about to go in further detail, but he's good all the time. And that's where we're ending the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the questions. I'll get into the marriage questions in another video and the deeper questions in different videos, but thanks for sticking around. Y'all are so sweet, and I hope you have a great new year.